everybody.
Hoo-to-hoo!
Welcome to the StabCast.
I'm Mindy.
And I'm Dizzle. We're here for another great spooky Sunday in the new year, 2025, baby.
Yes.
And we got a hell of a subject today. This is most likely our last broadcast on TikTok, as we were telling people. We're also on YouTube, so check us out there if you're fans of the TikTok. We got quite the following there, so just follow us over. We also plan on making an Instagram if you want more short shit and content. So
we're also planning on putting everything that we have from the TikTok and putting it into YouTube.
Yes.
As well. So, and then just for a while, I'm probably just going to pay a lot more attention to the YouTube. So you guys are going to see a lot more content come out from this channel.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. As y'all see what I'm getting ready to do, I got the binder, I got the notebook coming out. Because what isn't a good StabCast without notes?
So there you go. We're here for the Terrifier. This is what started it all. I mean, technically the short films did, but fucking this is what kicked off the franchise, baby. And this
but no one really knows though that All Hallows Eve was Art's movie.
Yeah, no, they don't. And but I think like fans might go back and watch those and see that as the true beginning. Because David Howard Thornton does not play Art the Clown, I feel like this is the true beginning. And this is this is the great facials that he gives, and the great like this performance is on his back because nothing else about it is special.
Well, like Damien Leone says, his friend Mike Giannetti or whatever was okay with playing Art the Clown, but when they got him to play Art the Clown, that's what it was him playing a clown. Yeah. When they got David, they ended up finding an actual clown.
Yeah.
David is an actual clown. He's like a Roger Rabbit of sorts, like according to people. He's very funny. He's very comedic. He's very big with his actions.
Yes.
And the way that he talks. I actually saw his first audition for this.
Okay.
And you can just tell he's very comedic.
Yeah.
Like his body language, his everything does it for me. And honestly, though, if he didn't have good body language, they would have never made it as far as they did.
No, and in this performance, kind of like I said, it kind of relies on him.
Absolutely.
And I think he does do enough to make it iconic and make it. I will say that this is probably the least funniest out of the three, just like it's the least a lot of things. But you
can definitely tell that this was the first one.
Yeah.
That this is the first time focusing on art.
Yeah, because it does, even though he's doing some entertaining things and the way he's, his facial expressions and shit. But I think that the majority of this film is a dark film that portrays him as a dark fucking killer that's out to fuck everybody up.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely agree. When I first watched this movie, which actually scares a lot of people when I say this.
Yeah.
I didn't really like this movie at first. And I tried watching All Hallows Eve before that. He knows this.
Yeah.
And I didn't even like that. I even told him, like, don't watch All Hallows Eve. It is so fucked up. It is so horribly awful. You don't want anything to do with that shit. And then Terrifier came out and I was like, you know what? Let's try it.
Yeah, fuck it.
And I sat down and I put it on and I was like, that's disgusting. What the fuck? And then I went back and I watched All Hallows Eve. And since I'm a critic now and whatnot for the last few years, All Hallows Eve hit me a little bit differently. I was able to actually sit through it and watch it. And the thing about All Hallows Eve 2 is all of the shorts, yes, they do have art included in them, but they do not revolve around art.
No, they don't.
Now, the Terrifier short film and the Ninth Circle, yes, they do kind of center around art.
Yeah, they do.
But Leon has come out and said that the third story in All Hallows Eve just has art in it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even until the very end that they show him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's not really even relevant. So no one really even knew what was going on.
I mean, they were setting the seeds for him and everything in that character, but this is the fucking real starting point. You can watch this without watching those two and be fine.
Yeah. You're not going to miss anything.
And there's a couple of plot threads here that do end up making it throughout the whole movie. It's not as appointment viewing as 2 if you want to watch 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3 have storylines and plots and actually some good dialogue and some okay actors and actresses.
The dialogue in this is fucking brutal.
So, like, it's actually okay. And, like, for people that don't know, in the second Terrifier, there's actually a cameo done by somebody that we've actually talked about on this show.
Who?
Felicia Rose.
Oh.
The girl who starred in the very first Sleepaway Camp.
Okay.
She was the teacher that caught them behind the dumpsters poking and prodding at the dead armadillo.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And she comes up, like, she was only like 20 seconds of fame here, but she like comes up and yells at the kids and whatnot. And like, honestly, I wouldn't have even knew it was her, but I watched a few different things behind the scenes and whatnot and saw her, and it's like, oh shit, she was in that. Oh, she was the teacher.
Yeah, she was.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even get that.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool little nod here. But also Terrifier, it really didn't have the budget to screw up.
No.
And it definitely didn't have the budget to get anybody cool into their grasps, really. No. Unfortunately, they couldn't go out and hire like a bunch of people. Like the second one had Chris Jericho. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to say this through and through. Chris Jericho did not star in those movies.
No.
Okay?
No, he didn't.
And the second one, because I timed this motherfucker's cameo.
Yeah.
And the second one, he was in a tiny post-credit scene that lasted a total of 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And he was only in it for 90 seconds. So he wasn't even in it for the whole damn scene.
His kill scene in the third one.
And then in the third one, he gets killed right away.
Yeah.
He has like, what, 2 minutes?
He's probably got to combine like 30 seconds in the franchise.
Yeah, like he doesn't star in there. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because so many people have argued with me about that and said that he stars in it. And it's like, no, he really doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Like, he's just there.
I will say, though, this movie had like a $55,000 budget.
Now, it was said that it was between $35,000 and $55,000.
Okay.
And then it made $421,798 at the box office. However, it made more in streaming.
To build on that point.
Yes.
Extremely impressive still, and it shows you what's to come and that there is an audience for this. It does show, like, because it doesn't hit the million mark yet, and it's more of a modest success than what the 2 and 3 end up becoming, because we get in the 15 million category and then in the 50 million category. It just gets better and better and better. But this does show the fact that this almost cracks 500,000 on a 50,000 budget, that this has the potential to be a really successful horror franchise. And all it's done since is prove that.
Yeah, basically. All it's done is outdo each movie. That's all they've been doing, is outdoing each other project.
That's all they've done. And I think in quality as well, but you can see it in the numbers. And even this one, it shows you that it has the possibility to make some money.
Yeah, like, because I didn't think that Daniel would like this series at all whatsoever. I did not think it was going to be his cup of tea. So when he came out of Terrifier 3 and he was so high on it, it's just like, are you okay?
Well, I don't like this
franchise. Eats people.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of this franchise, but I like the third one. The second one's okay. The first one, I think, is a good, because there was nothing like this when it came out. No. You also got to take yourself to the time. Even though we're just talking like 2016, it's not that long ago. People still weren't doing this yet. No. At least not on this level and making it look as good. And it does look low budget, but it's still shot pretty well by Damien Leone.
Absolutely.
So the viciousness and the gruesomeness, I think, was missing in the horror for a while, and a lot of people were getting sick of like the big horror franchise blockbusters that probably could be PG-13 but are rated R anyway.
Yeah.
And
basically, think of this as like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Kind of. In a way. I wouldn't say that it had it like with incest and sex and rape and stuff. You don't have to have that here. I will put a big trigger warning though on this movie because there is some gruesome, horrible things.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll even put a warning on All Hallows Eve. Same thing. Like all the killers normally have one unspoken rule: do not kill kids.
And if you were a female with a hacksaw phobia, just fucking
don't
leave now and
don't look back.
Don't even
Run.
watch the movie. But I think that the things that this movie does well though is it sets up Art the Clown to become an iconic horror figure.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what he is now.
That's what he is now, and also it builds up the through line with Victoria. And that I think is one of the most important things is that I've majority said that you don't need to watch the first one to enjoy Terrifier 3. You can watch 2 and go into 3 and enjoy your time. But there is going to be one big thing. You're going to be like, why is this fucking weird looking chick fucking everybody up hanging out with him? And that's kind of one that you need to see the first one to realize the story around that. And we start out with fucking with Tara. Or do you have more behind the scenes stuff to get into first?
I mean, not really. It was written, co-produced, and directed by Damien Leone.
Yeah.
Which we already went through that. It did originally release in 2016, actually. But then it went on in theaters in March 15th of 2018.
Yes.
So, other than that, I don't got anything. Oh, and that Pete Davidson show that you love so much.
Bupkis?
Yes, he's in there.
Oh.
It's only one episode. I believe it's a Halloween episode. But Art the Clown is in the damn episode.
I think I remember that vaguely. I think I do remember that.
Like, I never watched it, but I know he likes... Take it, Daniel.
Yeah.
I know you like that show.
I do like that show.
But yeah, he was in it.
I remember that now that you say it. But it's crazy talking about Victoria because she's actually the first person we see. We don't really know it's her yet, but it's her on that TV show with Monica Brown. Monica Brown's talking that shit, calling her an uggo, and she doesn't like that. And fucking.
Well, I mean, if you had your face eaten, would you be okay with being called ugly? I'd be a little upset too.
I mean, I grew up fat, so I mean, you just get used to names. But I guess if I had a mutilated face, if someone kept picking at that, it probably wouldn't make me that happy.
I mean, and she picked apart the thing that he might actually not be dead. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
She's obviously traumatized.
Yeah.
And tortured. She even said, when I woke up from my coma, I wish I wouldn't have woke up. I wish I would have died.
Yeah.
Why pick on her?
Yeah.
Like, that's just literally going, hey, you want to hit me? You want to hit me in the face?
Yes.
Like, come on. You don't pick on someone that's gone through all that shit. You just don't do it.
You don't.
It's not okay.
And then we go back to Halloween with Tara and Dawn. And this is basically all the story that we have.
Yes.
It is that it's these two friends after a Halloween party. They've hit the booze a little bit. They've hit the sauce. They're on that liquid courage. And they fucking...
Dawn is dressed up like a scarecrow.
Yeah.
And Tara is dressed up as, I want to say, like a slutty skeleton?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
In a way, yeah.
I don't know. Now, Daniel, I have to settle this debate with you.
Go ahead.
Because everyone debates me on this. Do you or do you not think that Tara, that actress, looks like Alex Johnson, a.k.a. Paramore, or Misery Business from Final Destination 3?
She does.
Justice! Because everyone tells me I'm wrong. She looks like a love child between that and Jessica Jones.
Yeah. I definitely see Jessica Jones.
Like, it's not the same actress. I've checked. No. But honestly, she looks like those two.
Yeah.
Carbon copy.
And Tara's supposed to be our final girl, obviously. Or at least that's
how it's set up.
None of these two women have really the acting chops. And I know she's...
I mean, Dawn did better than Tara.
Really?
But... No, not Dawn. I'm sorry. Tara did better than Dawn. That's what I meant to say. Tara did better than Dawn.
Because the blonde friend, she's the one that's like, I just took the longest piss of my life. It's like, people don't talk like this. Like,
yes,
it's
this
one
doesn't
of those...
happen. It's just like, oh, you already got 9 legs. Like, you're not going to do that with a scary looking person
when they see the
in a pizzeria.
I like her taking the selfie and shit because that obviously we get the crazy payoff later. But yeah, I mean,
I just love how he like sits back for a second. And you can tell the disgust on his face that he's not happy with this.
Brutal.
But he literally like just like, you know what? I'm gonna let her do what she wants to do. But what we don't know is that's because he's gonna take care of her later. So
yeah, and she was way more direct than Tara. Tara had the proper response. This is a spooky clown, and I don't want to really talk to this guy.
Yeah, like shut up.
And Dawn's like, hey,
baby, you want to get my number?
Yeah.
Can I sit on you and take a selfie? Like, no, you don't do that. What the hell is wrong with you? Who raised you?
Yes.
You don't talk to strangers, and you don't sit in random clowns' laps.
No.
And for anyone that wants to come at me and say he's not a clown, he's a mime, no, absolutely not. Even look it up. Damien Leone said it himself. He is a silent black and white clown. That's what he is.
That's what he is.
He's not a mime. He's a silent black and white clown.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to figure out a way to compete in the clown horror industry and not be put up with Pennywise.
Yes.
As what happened. He didn't want to be compared to Pennywise. And Pennywise in the TV version and in the Bill Skarsgård version, he's very colorful. I mean, in the Skarsgård version, he's not too colorful.
We still got the bright
but in the Tim Curry version, he is super colorful.
Yeah.
So that's why Leone was like, you know what? I don't want my clown to be compared to that. So we're going to suffice him of all color, and we're just going to have him be black and white.
Yeah. I think that was the way to go.
I do too, because that got him away from people like going and commentating on his work just for the sheer fact that they were It fans or Pennywise fans. Mm-hmm. And for them to be like, oh, you didn't do it right. So he took all of that away.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, now the story does remain here. What the hell is he?
He's a demon.
There's people that say he's a demon. There's other people that say that he's a zombie.
After watching the third one, he's a demon.
But did he start off that way, though? Or do you think he was a man in the beginning?
I think he was a demon.
You think he was a demon? I think
he's always been this supernatural figure. A zombie doesn't make the fucking floors smoke and then send a little girl into...
That was in the third one, though. You can't reference the third one. I just said, what about in the first one?
He seems like a regular clown.
Thank you.
But he does a couple weird things. When he has the tits on him and stuff and he acts like a chick, he kind of
At that point, though, he had already been stabbed
a
few different times to the point where he wouldn't be human anymore.
Yeah. No, I don't know what the fuck he is, but he's scary. And
one thing I'm not getting from people, why the hell is everybody on Earth comparing him to Michael Myers? I have seen 15 videos on this subject today. Is Art the Clown and Michael Myers interconnect? No, they're not. They're two different things.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking stupid if you ask me. I think he's diving to the echelon of iconic horror figure with the Michael Myers.
But they're trying to say that he's in the same cult as the Michael Myers.
No, I don't know how story what. No.
And it's like, no, absolutely not. Like, what's the similarity? Did they kill on Halloween?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did they kill girls? Like, because those are your only two similarities.
And even
and they drive cars.
And one of them kills on Christmas now.
Exactly. And that's not something that's not something Michael does. He does
No.
not kill outside of Halloween.
I will say he has entered my top 5 of slasher villains.
No, and I'm not saying that he's not a slasher villain like Michael Myers. I'm just saying comparing those two personalities together is bullshit.
It is.
Because they're nowhere near each other.
No, they're not.
Like, so what? Michael Myers used a clown costume when he first murdered Judith in the very first one when he was a kid. Okay? Point?
That's not enough.
Like, that's not... Oh, and the fact that he drove a car. Okay? How do you know if Art didn't drive a car before? You don't know that.
You don't know that.
Like, yeah, it was okay to question the car thing with Michael Myers because he was locked up his entire life.
Yeah.
So, of course, he wouldn't know how to use a car.
Yeah.
He never drove before.
He knows how to slash some fucking tires, I'll tell you that much.
And what is up with him in locked doors?
I don't know.
Have you noticed that? Like, if they lock a door, he can't get in.
Yeah.
Like, it just completely, like, enables him to do anything. He can't do anything.
Well, everybody's got to have a
him.
kryptonite, you know?
Yeah, but locks? Really? Really? Locks?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Locks.
And poor Victoria, man, she got mowed down. Well, no, actually, not even poor Victoria. Poor Dawn. As stupid as she was, I feel so bad for this poor girl. Because she's literally sitting in her car listening to the radio, and she hears, because Tara has to go take a piss, and she hears these people commenting on Art the Clown and talking about the pizza place that she was just in.
Yeah.
And the massacre that just happened. And she's like, oh my God. And like the door opens and she's like, oh, thank God you got in here, dude. This is so sketchy. And then she turns around and there's Art.
Yeah.
With his signature, like, how you doing?
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
And like she freaks out and screams and everything. And then he knocks her unconscious and she's kind of like out for the count for a little bit. You don't see her for a while.
No.
And then Tara, why she keeps on going through this building that she's in that's decrepit and that she actually used the toilet in, which I wouldn't have, but
that was
really
the weirdest part of this whole thing. Yeah.
But I mean, you have this lady rummaging around downstairs with a baby doll, calling her Emily, thinking that it's a real child, and you got an exterminator up top.
Yeah.
Like, why are you exterminating a building when there's a woman in here?
The cat lady.
And like you find out that like she's a cat lady, but there is no cats. That's the funniest thing about this is there are no cats.
There's no cats to be found in this motherfucker.
No, like there is a cat's meow when they first see her.
Yeah.
But that's it. And that easily could have come from her.
Yeah.
That could have her fucking with people.
100%.
Meow. Like, come on. And like then it just gets weirder and weirder. And then I'm sorry, but standing in a doorway and screaming Mister at somebody who has headphones in their ears, that is not a smart look. That's not smart. That's not using your brain, Tara. Like, you should have ran. I understand at that point Art had chomped on her Achilles. So I get she was a little fucked up. But you had enough momentum to run up the stairs and run out of the rooms and stuff. You obviously had enough momentum to run up to the exterminator man. Why would you just stand there?
Yeah.
Like, what, you're afraid of the exterminator smoke? This dude behind you is going to kill you anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but if I had a chance to save myself, I'm going to go up to the exterminator. I'm not going to stand there and scream, Mister. Like, number one, you're not screaming his name, so he's not going to know who you're talking to. And he has headphones in his ears.
Yeah.
Like,
what are you doing?
What?
You fucking idiot.
And then unfortunately, she falls to Art's. She succumbs to Art and the fact that he loves to inject people. That's just something he really likes to do. He loves needles.
By the way, real quick, one thing we did skip over.
What did we skip over?
We know that he can really do some crazy things to a human being.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
What this man can do to a toilet, though, as well.
Oh God, you want to bring up the toilet?
I mean, it has to.
You got it. You got it. Not me.
Well, I mean, it's not. It doesn't have to be a 5-minute segment, but he blows the toilet up, and the shit even says art, and he really.
Well, yeah,
poops.
because he signs his name with every art, with every masterpiece that he arts.
And he blows that, and that's why. And the pizza owners, listen, I don't like getting rid of somebody just because they took a really bad poop, but when it's like that, and you gotta fucking clean up he shit all over the bathroom, it's on the walls and shit. Get the fuck out of my establishment. He poop-hated. They had every right to kick that man out, and then they got killed for it for no fucking reason. They were kind of dicks, but they were also like, this guy just fucked our bathroom. You could tell that they were like New York, Chicago style like people. Yeah, and that's the kind of pizza joint that they were doing. Yeah, but they got fucked up for their troubles. So yeah, I just wanted to. And one dude's face, I think the boss, he got fun. He got turned into a jack-o'-lantern. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, go on. Yeah, with the cat, with her in the building and succumbing to art and his little venom. Yes, and then probably when she's tied up in this chair, the most infamous scene in the movie, and like something that people talk about to this day. Art's big show. Yeah. Hacksaw Jim Duggan might want to change his nickname after that, because this poor woman, poor Dawn, whose acting skills, and good for her because she is in the most memorable scene, and her, like I said, her dialogue sucks. The young woman wasn't that great of an actress. I think an apple acts better. Yes, she wasn't. It wasn't my cup of tea. I mean, we can't really say that much because we're not actors and actresses. And I guess we can get a little. We can kind of, because I mean, I'm sure we already get demonetized on YouTube, and fucking TikTok's not going to be a thing anymore. So we can say this: this woman gets hacksawed from the vagina down. And it's so disgusting, guys. That was part of the reason why I didn't like this movie. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I watched this movie. I know, because there were titties in it. Well, no, it's not because of that, but it's like, dude, I'm about to fucking fucked up shit. And it's like, what? And then I watched it, I'm like, oh my God. And it's a handsaw, too, guys. It's not like he goes Texas Chainsaw Massacre on her. No, it's a handsaw. Yeah, and it's a nice, slow, methodical process that you. He's like, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I watching? Yeah, and you as the viewer get to be involved in like every process. It sucks. It's crazy. It's weird, but. And even beforehand too, he was like screwing with Tara, like she was gonna be the one that got the saw, and everything. And then he's like, ooh, and he brings Dawn out, like, and she's covered with the curtain and whatnot. And it's like, oh no, he's about to put on a show. Yeah. And like you can tell, he's a showman. Yeah, like, through and through, he's a showman. And honestly, it is like the point in the movie that it's like, all right, we're here. We're like anything this man does will not shock me from now on in the rest of the franchise. Nope. And it really does set the tone for the whole franchise, because he does some fucked up shit later on. So there's some shit in Terrifier 2 that you might think is worse than this. There's some shit in Terrifier 3 that you might think is worse than this. So they only fucking up it and up it and up it. But this is a really good trajectory of like, hey, this is what we're doing. And yeah, and it's a crazy scene. Tara has her little escape and her little fight scene, her little final girl moment. I know, and you think that she's going to be a final girl, and then you click on the screen, and you're like, oh, fuck, we got 40 more minutes. And out of all the stupid fucking things that bitch did, the one thing that she should have never done was call her poor sister Victoria. Yeah, exactly. Her sister was studying. Yes. She had a final. She made her come down there, and she got her in that situation. She's the reason that her face looks like you set it on fire and put it out with a rake. Yes, because Art, even though all the other serial killers are like allergic to technology, Art knows how to use a cell phone. Yeah. He knows how to text. We also know that he knows how to call people. Yeah, he does. So, I mean, as stupid as that sounds, it is true. It's the truth. And that's actually how he ends up luring a lot of people in. Like Victoria, she was calling Dawn's phone, and he was able to text her like, hey, Tara's sick, come around back. He had already killed Tara. Yeah. She was dead. So, because she does die. I mean, I forgot to tell you guys that. But yeah, she does die. She dies in a very comedic way. Like, he shoots her. I mean, another thing about Art that stands out is that he has a gun. And he's not afraid to use it. And he, like, you think that she's gonna come, like, on top and whatnot. But at this point, he's annoyed with her. Like, he's tried to put her down several different
times at this point, and he just wants her to shut up and die already. So he finally just like boom right in her like everywhere, and he goes to shoot her in the face to like put the final knife, the final stab in the coffin or whatnot. And he was so fed up that his gun ran out of bullets after he shot this young lady 3 times because she was still breathing, because he didn't get her in the head, he got her in the cheek.
Yeah, and then like you think Tara's the final girl she might make. If she's gonna die, maybe it's like a heroic demise. No, she just gets shot in the cranium like 30 times.
I mean, it was kind of heroic, though, what she was doing at first. She was giving him a run for his money.
She was
That's why he got so upset, and he brought out the gun. He, like, you could tell by his body language, he was pissed.
Yeah.
Like, he was getting very impatient with her. It was like a shut up and die already.
Yeah. 100%. And I think that it drastically worked, and that it really made for the it's one of the, I love when we get a final girl that we think is going to last to the end and she dies halfway through. We're like, ah!
We only get that rarely, though.
I know, but it does happen, and that's what makes it cool, because it doesn't happen a lot, but when it happens, it has a big impact.
Here we go, guys. Friday the 13th.
Well, she doesn't die halfway through. Listen, she dies like 10 minutes through, and then she comes back. I enjoy a good final girl twist, that's what's great about horror. We know all these friends are going to die, but I don't want to always know that the guy that looks like me and the stoner friend and the fucking whoever is just going to they're going to die, and then the pretty girl's going to make it. Like, I'd like to know that maybe she'll get fucked up too. And she does. And then her sister comes in, and she gets fucked up too. And everybody, the cat lady gets skinned alive. Poor Mike, or whoever the guy cleaning the place.
He gives her a mastectomy.
He takes her tits away from her and puts them on himself. He stomps the fucking the dude cleaning's fucking face into the ground. Which, honestly, he literally takes his foot and stomps his face to the point where it's like meatloaf. And that's one of the more tame kills in this thing. That's the crazy part. That would probably be one of the more vicious kills in any other movie, and that's one of the more like, yeah, that's...
He was actually kind of nice to that guy. He just hit him in the head with a hammer and just knocked him out and walked away. Like, you're already doing 1,000 times better than everyone else.
Yes, 100%. And I think it worked drastically, and I think it really set the tone for the movie.
That poor cat lady, though, like, she was like, have you ever felt a mother's touch? And, like, all of a sudden, Art's like, you know what? I'm going to give this woman a run for her money. I'm going to straight up baby it. I'm going to suck my thumb. I'm going to lean into her hand, and she's going to think that she has me.
Yes.
And then at the last second, boom.
And that's also, but also it's on her to the fact, if you see somebody, listen.
She's obviously crazy, Daniel.
I know, but
she's obviously not.
I don't give a shit. If you're going to if you were going to witness a murder in a movie, because I don't want to actually give real life advice. But if you witness a murder, though, in a film, either act right away. You're either helping or you're getting the fuck out of there. Don't just stand there and fucking look at him, because that's all that. Like, if we look at horror, 80% of deaths, or at least 70%, is like someone just witnessed the guy kill somebody, and he just saw that they know that, so now he's gonna fucking kill them. And fucking, she walks away with her little stupid baby doll and doesn't say a word to Art the Clown. She's fine. But the fact that he's fucking brutally killing somebody, and she's like, and just looking at him like, bitch, run. Either run or throw the baby doll at him and try to fuck him up. Like, there's 2 things you do. That one of those things isn't fucking just sitting there and be like, hi, and fucking just waiting for him to kill you. That happens in this shit so much. Mm-hmm. And it's like, just either just commit to what you want to do. Either fucking run and sneak attack him and try to fucking get the jump on him, or get the hell out of there. It just seems so simple.
And you know it's simple, because not a lot of stuff makes us mad.
No. And I'm not, it fires me up a little bit, because it's like, you can make it out of this. You could have kept your tits. It's one of those things. Mm-hmm. You could have kept those boobies, but you got them chopped off because you had to stare at a guy killing somebody. I really, as we're getting towards the end here, and obviously he mutilates Victoria, we all know. I love this movie. Going back and watching it, I've seen it about 7 times now.
Have you?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were that big of a fan. I'm actually kind of proud.
Honestly, me neither. When I started thinking about it, it's like, I've seen this fucking thing way too many times.
I'm proud.
And I do think that it's a really good, and if you like the Terrifier and you go in and
what movie? What we said in the description, Emily, we're reviewing Terrifier.
We're doing Terrifier.
The first one.
And I thought that if you like Terrifier 3, go back and watch this one because I think you'll enjoy it as well. If you enjoy the other stuff that's come out and you just like brutal horror, this is a good movie for you. Yeah. There's a reason that this started a phenomenon.
Yeah. But like if you're a fan of like Hostel and Saw, especially Saw and stuff like that, like you're going to like this.
Yeah.
You're going to like this a lot.
100%.
I mean, and I'm not saying it's like Saw because the fact that he rides around on a little tiny bike, but that is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
That is so funny. Like, I give Victoria all the credit in the world, or the girl that played her, because I would have been laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
If I saw this huge man riding on this tiny little bicycle.
100%. 100%.
Or tricycle. So, Daniel, what was your favorite kill?
My kill of the week for this one has to be... I like the dude, one of the exterminators, not the bald guy, but I think he was...
Oh, his friend, Bobby?
Yeah. Whatever the friends, was it Bobby?
I think
whatever
it was Bobby.
his name was. I think it was either Bobby
it was like his
or
boss
like Mike or something. But his fucking, when he's watching this shit on his phone and he just gets it from fucking behind and then his head fucking chopped off. And like,
and he holds his hat and like he holds the thing that like it like he's like making a meal or something.
Yes. The other ones, I mean, the vagina sawing gets talked about and it gets its flowers.
Trying to saw.
And I think a lot of that's an underrated kill in this movie, though. That dude getting his head chopped off from behind and shit. Yeah. That's actually, it works. It's vicious, but it's also not too much. And I think it's actually a really good kill in this movie. What about you?
My favorite kill has always been Tara. Probably because I love it, and Daniel knows this. I love it when a movie surprises me.
Yeah. And
nothing surprises me more when you got a girl like Tara who has a lot of chutzpah in her. She had a lot of soul to her heart. Like, she had a lot of fight.
Yeah.
So it's very surprising to me where someone with that much fight still gets put down. I mean, and she had so much fight that, like, she was hobbling around on one foot, stabbing him.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Like, she got at least, like, 4 or 5 good blows on him. She even made him fall back at one point because she hit him with the 2x4 in the face.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's why he shot her. He shot her for one reason and one reason only. She annoyed him.
Yeah.
He wanted her to go away. Because at first, he was fascinated with her.
Yeah.
When he first meets her, like, instant fascination, you can tell.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he doesn't touch her first, he really likes her, but he gets so pissed towards the end, and he's just like, boom, that's it. I can't do it with you no more.
Yeah.
I cannot keep going. You need to die.
I can't hang with this.
You need to die now. And then Vicky, her poor sister, walks in, and the worst thing happens to this poor girl. Not the fact that she beats Art with a lock, but the fact that Art decides that he's going to drive a truck through the barn doors,
yeah,
and mow her ass down, get her incapacitated.
Yep.
And then he starts eating her face.
Yeah, yes,
which is why I don't know why Daniel likes this. I don't know why I like it. Because we both hate cannibalism. But it's like, oh, we're just going to sit here and watch him casually eat her face.
It's a little different.
And then the cops are like, hey, what's going on? And like, you think there's going to be a shootout because he like dips down low to his leg, and you're like, oh wait, does he have another gun? And he does. He has another little pea shooter, but instead of getting a shootout with the police, he's like, hey, how are ya? Boom, and then shoots himself in the face. And it's like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Oh my god.
Yeah, way too much.
And then you find out that the girl from the beginning is the girl from the end because she gets released from the hospital to her family.
Yep.
And everyone's telling her how brave she was and what a great job she did.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And she, like, they hammer it in there that, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
this is a retelling.
Yeah.
Like, they don't say it. There's no year things or anything. But, I mean, it's the same person. It's the same girl.
It's the same, yeah.
I mean, I've had people try to tell me that it's not the same girl. It's the same damn girl.
It's the same girl.
Yeah. It's the same girl. But.
All right. What would we rate this out of 10? I would give it a swift 7.8. Because I think it's a good movie that has a lot of... It only builds on. It only builds. Terrifier 2 is better. Terrifier 3 better than the last one. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I really do believe that this is a good movie and it's a good building block. And I think it's going to go down as a classic, to be honest with you. If it hasn't already, I think it's going down as a classic. So I think it's a 7.8, 7.9 movie. What do you got?
I would say 7.8.
Okay.
Because you gotta take off for the little bit of stupidity.
Yeah. The low budget, the acting sucks. Besides fucking David Howard Thornton, everybody else in this is giving a very mediocre performance.
I mean, Damien Leone, though, he did write an interesting story. And it is pretty cool that this man wrote, edited, co-produced, and all that shit for this movie. Because, I mean, if you think about it, Art was his character, was his baby.
Yeah.
So now he's getting to watch his baby grow up. And it's really weird that this started, like, over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, the Ninth Circle, you guys, when he first, like, experimented with art and whatnot, that didn't come out until 2008.
Yeah.
And it came out on YouTube.
Yep.
So, I mean, think about that. And then, like, the first campaign that he ran for the first Terrifier, it didn't do well.
No.
He did not make that much money off of it.
That's why he's got to feel good now with what it's become.
Exactly. Like, you got to give yourself a big pat on the back.
Yeah.
Like, you did a good job.
Stuck to your guns and you made something special.
Exactly. And he wanted to go for all practical effects. Yes, is it gruesome? Absolutely. But that's what horror should be.
Well, that's...
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. It depends on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to be if you're going to be a standout in the horror genre and you're going to gross people out and you want to do all of that bullshit, you did good.
Yeah.
You did a really good job. If you wanted a compelling story, I don't know what the fuck you were doing.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have a compelling story.
No, and that's why it gets better and better because the plot gets more and more in the next two movies.
Yeah.
This one has very little plot besides Victoria and the sister coming out and what that means with her for the late in the franchise. That's the only reason you need to watch this. To know about
Yeah, because you're going to meet Victoria.
Yeah, that's the only really big plot thread that...
And she deserves to be known with having a face.
Yeah. So
before that face gets eaten.
Very good movie, though. Next week, we're doing the trivia, aren't we? Finally?
Yes, we are. We are finally doing my trivia game that I have been working on for about a year now.
Yes.
And it is going to include everybody that's in our Unscripted Podcast Network, which will be me. Well, I'm not going to actually be a part of it. I'm going to be the host because I've done all the questions, and it kind of doesn't make sense for me to be part of the answer panel. I mean, I don't remember all the answers, but still, it just doesn't make any sense. So my contestants are going to be Daniel, Doug, the other co-host that's on here, Eric, I believe Aunt Sharon, and Kevin is going to help us film. Okay. He's not actually going to be on camera because he has stage fright. Okay. So. But yeah, we will do that. It's going to be really, really fun. It's going to be long, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and it's going to be a good time. So we'll see everybody next Sunday for that. You got anything else, Mindy?
Nothing else besides if you guys are watching us on TikTok, make sure you follow us on YouTube.
Strange.
All
right. We'll see everybody next
Somebody voted strange? Somebody said strange?
Yeah, they just said strange.
That was weird. It was at 4:58 though. It's 5:20.
Well, it's probably something we were talking about with the Terrifier.
Oh, okay.
We'll see everybody next time. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking in the TikTok. If it's your last time on TikTok, we love you, and please come over to our other stuff. We're going to keep going strong, and we'll see everybody next time on the StabCast. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Hootie hoo. Love you all.
Hootie.